Welcome to episode 203 of Candid Conversations, and we are here with the wonderful Whitney Nechelle. How are you doing today?
Hello, everybody, and thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. The Village Global Network, we like to make sure everybody gets their exposure, and we at Expose the North like to let people know we go there and beyond. So, excuse me. I see there, which I love the fact that you did this because it will keep me on point. We're here to promote your sophomore album, Mass, but because I am a fan and have an affinity for acronyms, I need to know what that stands for so the people know.
I'm so glad that you asked. It stands for, I'm sorry, hold on one second. It stands for mind altering synthetic substance.
Ooh, give me a second. I like that. I like that. That's a good one. Okay, continue, please.
And so when I break that down, I've had some people say that's a lot going on. I try to simplify it. I know how the world is now, acronyms, mass, and that meaning mind. My music is to make you feel good. I want to alter your mind state. If it's depressed, if you're sad, if you feel lonely, I want to alter your mind. So, with that being said, um, mind altering synthetic. Synthetic comes from, it's not a real drug, but I'm going to take you on a high. I'm going to get you high, but I'm going to get you high on music, feel good music. And lastly, substance. I have substance. I have food for the mind, food for thought. So it's not no BS. So that's mind altering synthetic substance.
Okay. So I, I'm taking it back here. I like the depth of thought that was put into this. I have to take a few notes here as well. So you'll just have to bear with me. At the VGN, we are undergoing some significant changes, and one of those changes is going to be airing on television. We have some shows that we are airing, and I'm just working on the new formula. So
Love
if you,
it.
yeah, if you like, a lot of things have happened in the last 2 years with the Village Global Network, and I'm proud to be a part of it. There is there's so much growth that's occurred over the last 2 years, and not only just the business but the mind state, and it's just good to know that I'm working with people that understand the agenda and
Mhm.
are helping complete the tasks. So, that being said, before we get too far into it, is there anyone on your team you'd like to shout out while we at the start of this?
Definitely, I want to shout out my producer who helped me out with the album, 1787. I appreciate you. I also want to shout out Dex Dollar. Um, we've done work together. I'm very proud of his accomplishments. He has a new album out. And lastly, I want to shout out Scooby and Drag. They are on my album as well. I appreciate you, brothers. And it's been a few years since y'all have came together, but you came together on my project, and this was a dream come true. So thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
All right, now I want to see if, because I know MJ's Hip Hop Connects always sends the information that I need when it comes to this. I just have to remember which email I got it in. This whole work life is it's fun, but it's a challenge to.
Understand.
Oh,
Technology is a gift and a curse, I tell you.
it is. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I love it, except when it doesn't work. And
Right.
look at that, it's not working all of a sudden. I'm telling you, like, collectively, between this podcast and the Terrell Effect, I have 623 shows that I have counted.
That
And
is that's a good problem to have, though.
I'm not mad at it.
I
I'm
know
just
that's right.
every show for every 600, every one of those 600 shows, there's a hiccup. No matter how much
Mhm.
I plan it, no matter how I strategize it, there's always a hiccup. even now, I'm sitting here and I'm in the behind the scenes because I do multimedia production. I'm testing out some technology and stuff. I'm sure you saw me, and then I'm just there. I'm like, okay, I was so entrenched in it that I didn't see you log in. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, oh no. Okay, back to being professional. And here we are, episode 203 with Whitney Nechelle. Now, I have to ask, and forgive me if this sounds like a foolish question, is this a pseudonym or is this your actual name?
Good question. That is my God-given name. Thank you, Dad. My dad named me.
Okay, okay, awesome, awesome. That okay, because with all the people out there nowadays, and you never know. And something I not something I know, or but it was just reminded of recently is that you kind of got to make yourself accessible to a point in order to reach a new level. Like I can't expect to stay in my study and have people find me doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like people will see what I'm doing, but as many people won't find me in my study as they would if I was at a library or, in a
Mm.
or an arena kind of thing. So it's just how do you um I guess how do you make yourself vulnerable without making yourself susceptible?
Oh, that's a great question. Honestly, I how do I put this? I'm very down to earth. I it's a turn off to me, no matter how big of a celebrity you are, when people think that they're better than you, because
Ooh,
you wouldn't be there in that position if it wasn't for people being fans. So for me, how do you let's see. It's always important to remember why I'm here. So when it comes to being on time, you know, appreciating people's time, knowing that time is money, appreciating, regardless of who the fan is, the fact that they took time to watch, or maybe they sent a fire flame, or these are things that are very important to me. So I always try to tell my fans and those who know me and follow me know I'm reachable. And it makes a difference. It makes a difference when you allow yourself to be vulnerable. There is a balance. There are times that my phone will ring, or I'll get messages throughout the night, and I have a very demanding schedule, and family is very important as well. So I think balance is important. But when I get overwhelmed and I say, you know what, my phone's been ringing off the hook. Hey, just like I told you, you got 600 and something shows. That's a good problem to have. So instead of thinking about the bad things, let's turn the lemons into lemonade, and
mhm.
let's think about what we are appreciative of. And thank goodness we have fans and we have people that tune in.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Speaking of tuning in, you are either hearing this live on youtube.com/@ expose the north 8741, or you're hearing the replay on zeno.fm/CULCHASHOCKRADIO. That's zeno.fm/culture shock radio. We're in the mix. Come get your fix. We are on episode 203 of Candid Conversations, and we're talking to Whitney Nechelle about her sophomore album, Mass. Now, before we go to break, can you tell me what that means again?
I love that slogan, in the mix, come get your fix, because I got that drug for you. And what that drug is, it's not going to hurt nobody. It is Mass. My new sophomore album stands for mind altering synthetic substance. I'm going to alter your mind. I'm going to make you feel better, take the depression away. Let's love on each other. Let's feel good music, synthetic. I got the drug for you.
And we'll be
And
right back. All right. Now we're talking to Whitney Nechelle. Um, we had to do that quickly to get this going. But what was your favorite part of the album?
my favorite part of the album was the believe it or not, the introduction was one of my favorites, and then of course 1787, Scooby Loo, and Drag, working with the artists that I have looked up to, also from Jersey, Philly area. being able to work with them and bring us all together once again, something that hasn't happened in several years. It was a great opportunity, and something that I'm greatly appreciative and will not forget. Those are my favorite parts.
Awesome, awesome. Now, I know from personal experience, a song could take 20 minutes or it could take 20 months. How long did you put into this project?
You know what? I'm going to be honest. We knocked this project out, I would say, a little bit over a month. We were recording up to 3 or 4 songs daily, and then going back and, you know, I would say modifying them to the best of its ability. But I had so much to say. I had so much to say that it just 13 songs is what the album shows, but I had 20 songs. So we had to
Well,
cut some of those, but it worked really fast, and it was so much I had to say.
yeah, isn't that difficult though to put so much energy into so much work and then have to like discard some of it? Like it. Oh man, uh, it's oh
And then you say to yourself, "Oh, it'll go on the next album." Like I had some from Capricorn, my first album, but times change so fast that it's like, you know what, that kind of sounds dated, so you don't even use them. you
it's
know?
it's like part of the reason I do live podcasts is because with the amount that's happening, I don't
Mhm.
I only have so much time to edit. And it's like, okay, I have to think of this content, coordinate, choreograph, and then display. And then you know what? Let me just stop. I know I have a limit, so let me stop before I burn out. You know what I mean? I still have like a 14-year-old that's starting high school, and I want to be a part of that process. And you know what I mean? My fiance, I got to plan a wedding for next
Oh,
fall. Like, thank
congratulations.
you very much. And it's like it's not like it's just like it's not just a dan 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 dan. No, no, no. When I proposed, all right, I proposed at the third quarter of the Niagara River Lions game. Now,
Oh.
now, here's a fun fact: the Niagara River Lions went on to win the championship this season.
So what were you more excited about? The engagement or the victory?
I was more excited about the engagement because I get to plan.
Better say that. You better. That's right.
I get to plan another over the top like thing. I like that. I like at Expose the North we go there and beyond. That's been my moniker for years. So like you know I want to elaborate on it. I'm not going to share it over the air. Like if you have a couple minutes behind the scenes, I'll give you like an exclusive rundown of some of the plans, but it's going to be probably the most fun I've had since Haunt Manor. And that was fun because I got to do that as a family. Like it's Canada's biggest attraction, and it happened every weekend in October. And last year was my first year, but I got such a good review from the owners and from the people who work there, the veterans and everything. So, and like even my fiance, she got an award for her work there. So, and so did my daughter. So, we kind of did the thing. We kind of did the thing.
A
So,
family occasion.
yeah, it was. It really was. And it's gonna be a tradition. Like I see it happening, and I'm just going with it. That being said, because um scaring people for fun is not really my hobby. The right people need to be scared though. You got to admit, sometimes, like, tell me you yourself haven't had to check someone just because they stepped out of line and it's in a way that they have to be spoken to.
And you know what? I'm from the Philly, New York area. People are very outspoken, fast talking, and yes, I'm very docile. I'm pretty calm for the most part,
Mhm.
but there are some people that might say, "Oh, we seen her other side, little chihuahua."
I have this one line in this song that I made called "Breathe Easy," and I said, "You seem polite, but even daylight comes with dark."
I love
So, so I'll always look at things from that perspective. You know what I mean? So,
it.
because
Mhm.
I'm hype, I stay hype I'm hyping my sleep. Unless I'm like, that's just how I am. I like, it's to my nature because I was raised around a bunch of like there was anywhere from 5 to 15 people in the house on a regular day. So I had to be outgoing and outlandish kind of to get the attention, to get the stuff. And I really wish they hadn't paid that much attention to it, because here I am still trying to get attention. But
Well, I'm glad you have that energy because you bring it's contagious in a good
okay,
way. So keep bringing the energy, and this is what you're made for. So congrats living in your purpose.
good, good. Thank you very much. I always like hearing that from other people, because sometimes when I tell myself, it's all ego. Um, but like, did you have a big family? Are you like like only child? Like, what was your family dynamic? There's a better question.
I am not the only child. I am the only girl. I don't like to say the baby. I'm the youngest, and I
Okay,
have three older brothers. So
okay. So you got them looking out for you too. All right. Now, do you think your family dynamic contributed, or would you say your family dynamic contributed to your music ability, if at all?
it definitely did. I was raised in a two-parent household. However, my mother was sick since we're not going to talk about age, but for many years since I was 15 years old. So my dad stepped in. My dad was my mother and my father. I hear a lot of single mothers and I hear a lot of kids that have been raised by single mothers, but I had a father who had to step in and he had to raise a little girl into a woman and he's a man. So I give props to my dad. My dad named me, my dad took care of me. And so it's easy for me to say things like my song that is out attached. I'm not less of a woman. I am dependent. I'm sorry, I am independent, but it is okay to appreciate, and you being engaged can relate to this. It is okay to say, I appreciate having my king, my partner in my life, and I love you for that, and you make a difference. So regardless if we're attached physically or not, you're always in my heart. You're always in my mind, and this is where attached comes from. So having a dad that raised a girl definitely has impacted my life now.
All right, and that's deep, because, and I can relate to that, stories as they may be told. But we are here on episode 203 of Candid Conversations, and we are here with Whitney Nechelle. You're either listening live on youtube.com/expo or at expose the north 8741, or the replay on Wednesday at 8 a.m. on Zeno.fm/CULCHASHOCKRADIO. Zeno.fm/Culture Shock Radio. You're in the mix. Come get your fix. And we'll be back. And we're back. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I am getting good at this. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Listen, eh, look, when you fly in a stealth bomber, okay, you need to understand that there are certain elements therein that you are going to have to control. All right, and now one of those things involves precision. There's a lot of precision required in flight. Okay,
Oh yeah.
this is this right here is similar to that. Okay, I decided that I'm gonna put a camera behind me on one of these bookshelves so you can see what's in front of me, right? So you can see all the things that I'm looking at, paying attention to, and still doing this for you and me. I can't say it's not just me, you know what I mean? And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here right now. I would be doing probably something silly. And whether or not it was beneficial to my person, we decide later. But this is. So we're here.
I love the energy.
Oh, I'm telling you, I got lots of it. I give you raw energy like 403. That's the area code for Alberta, just in case you don't know. And that's another quote from one of my songs. I am quoting myself a lot lately because I have a performance at Club 88 in St. Catharines on St. Paul Street You all need to come and check it out. We're going to have some fun. It's going to be live and loud. We're going to have the Black Rabbit Gang in there. We're going to have Johnny Armani. There's going to be King D Pie, the Black Lion Society, Timmy Two Tokes, yours truly. It's going to be a shindig. Yeah, I haven't used that word in a while. I felt it appropriate. So, what events do you have coming up that you want to talk about?
Definitely check me out, Whitney Nechelle, on Instagram, always posting what's going on as far as my album and things to come out very soon. I'm working on a music video. So please tune in. That's WHITNEY _Nechelle, on Instagram. So keep up with me. And I got that video coming out for you guys in the very near future.
Okay, because I was scrolling and scrubbing and looking. I'm like, I know this woman has a video. I need to see what's going on here with this video. And I was going to bring it up eventually. But when you have that video, even if you only want to pop in for a couple of minutes to show that video, then by all means, the Terrell Effect is the avenue to do that. We are featuring the latest from the soon to be greatest every week so we can update our playlist and status. We have been broadcasting, podcasting, now radio casting for the better part of 8 years.
Wow. And
Yeah.
that's through the pandemic too. Okay.
Through the pandemic and everything, never missing a week. I mean, weddings, funerals, birthdays, parties. I have either, if I couldn't do my podcast there, I had to dip and do my podcast. That's how, like, there's so many talented people in the world, yourself included. I only have 365 days in the year, and I'm not working every one of them. I'm sorry. God didn't. Why should I? So I just, so with the weekly thing that I do, I try to get to as many people doing their thing as I can, and I'm gonna do this as long as I can because it's fun. I learn new things from people, right? I get to hear new music. I'm a big fan of anyone who comes on because anyone who could put up with me for 45 minutes is really a gem in themselves.
Oh, it's easy. It's so easy. You are
Oh,
a light in a dark world. So I appreciate the opportunity, and I definitely would love to come back, especially when that music video comes out.
yes, most definitely. And to I am also doing something called the Celebration of Celebrations. And you don't have to commit just because we're live right now, but I'm putting it out over the air. We're looking for talented artists from around the world to either be available or submit content for a show. I don't want to say like Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve because it's the block party, New Year's Eve edition. Yeah, I like that. But it's been for 4 years running. We've had people all over the world from Australia to British Columbia submit things. We usually have a live party that people tap in with, and then people like some of our personalities from the VGN will tap in. Senior G's been a regular guest on there. We've had a number of people, Jennifer Cheshire, and the likes. She's a PR from Reggae Works. But yeah, so just an idea for your video, and we have a comment that I want to check out. Oh, all right, driving under insanity. How's it going? How you doing? Oh yeah, driving under insanity has been on one of them as well, and with his like mixing schedule and his work schedule, I'm surprised I was able to rope him in. He is, yeah, I'm gonna brag about you because you don't do it enough yourself. He is like an executive producer extraordinaire. I'm gonna, don't worry, I'll make up for all this talking that I'm doing. We put on a barbecue in the backyard. I don't know how he wired everything. I was like just putting everything out there because I was gonna come and wire it. And as I was putting it out there, he's wiring everything. And I'm like, I come out there and I just see him all wired up, and I'm just like, okay, cool, fine, my work's done. Thank you, appreciate it. I made sure he had his stuff, and he was there the whole day, just knobs, wires, directions, just knobs,
And,
wires, and directions. And I respect the hell out of that because going into it, and he was cooking.
oh wow. And he was cooking. Superman, huh?
He's next level. He's more of an anti-hero. Not to discredit Switch Styles' new album called Anti-Hero. I feel like I have to promote it because we work with the same circles, and some of
Definitely.
this unnecessary tension needs to be dealt with. But yeah, no, he's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that you want on your side, kind of thing. So shout outs to him. He just
Now
helped
that
me.
sounds like a good time.
Oh boy, I'm telling you, if I'm not learning something, I'm laughing. So I can't complain. Um, okay, we are coming close to our next commercial break. I don't know if that's breaking the fourth wall. Thank you. I, he just does his thing while mixing. Like he's at like 170 some odd mixes that he's working on.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. While hosting on xrpradio.co.uk. Check out xrpradio.co.uk where you can hear the likes of Driving Under Insanity at 6 to 7 on Saturdays. We are here on Candid Conversations, episode 203 with Whitney Nechelle. She is going to get a bit of a culture shock when we come back from break, and it is going to be interesting because I have a new segment. Well, I have been making new segments to see what works. And one of the ones that has worked, we're about to feature when we come back. So let me do this here and see you. All right, we're back. Now, all right. So this is something I like to call flipping the script. And when I flip the script, I give the guest the opportunity to be the host and make whatever statements they may have or ask whatever questions they might want to ask. So, Whitney Nechelle, you have the floor now as we talk about your sophomore album, Mass, and flip the script.
I love that opportunity. So, as far as my album, now when you say flip the script, do I get to talk about it? Am I the reverse side? Am I asking myself answering my questions and asking, or?
No, no, no. You get to talk about your album, or if you had any other questions about, like, the random occurrence that I call a podcast, then feel free to.
I love it. Well, you're in the mix. Come get your fix. A few questions that I have. So, as far as one of the reasons that you started to do what it is that you do, I know you said you grew up with a large family.
Yeah.
Is there a specific moment that changed your journey and made you get into this, or was there something that you were doing beforehand and you said, you know what, I'm going to go for my full purpose and this is what I'm doing now?
I would say that just my grandfather having a club and me remembering being there as a young age kind of stuck with me. And then the whole musical thing I saw from some of my aunts, so that interested me. But then my mother taking business courses showed me another side of things.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like a jambalaya of all of those experiences.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it was the thing that's like that turned me from not turned me from, but kind of changed how much I did the recording compared to the productions
Mhm.
was seeing that there were so many people doing productions, but so few people promoting them.
Mm.
Right? Like you have 15,000 rappers out here and you have 3 radio stations.
Now that's food for thought. How much do we have to think about that as artists? And that's why I tell you, thank you so much for the opportunity. And also having such great energy to make it a fun situation.
I'm glad. I appreciate that. There's so much misery in the world. I would rather just have fun. Like I'm blessed in so many ways, and I want to share that with people. Like sometimes I'm even hesitant to talk about how blessed I am because then, something comes around the corner. It's like, you still got this to deal with. No, 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 no. That's for God to deal with. I'm living my good life. Uh, but you know what I mean? It's fun. And believe it or not, we just spent like 3 hours out in the garden. That could be why. We were weeding garden for someone. I feel it now that I'm not moving as much, but it was a good time.
I love
Yeah,
it. I love it.
yeah,
Let's see. What else do I want to know? And Canada. Question.
yes.
I love Toronto.
Okay.
I've I've been there before.
All right.
What is the food that I need to eat? Where do I need to go if I have one night in Canada? Doesn't matter what part. What restaurant? What type of food do I need to get?
Oh boy. Honestly, I'm like y'all gonna think I'm boosting, but y'all might want to visit. Like, it's not an official restaurant yet, but y'all want to visit Jackson's Kitchen. Like, I see this woman make some food. Listen, man, the day she made butter out of cream in front of my face, I was just like, okay, listen, this stuff right here is a little too much for me. I'm not into I'm into science, but you just did magic, and but if you're
It's
talking like an established restaurant, I'd say Dumpling and Tings in Niagara Falls.
dumpling and things. I like the
Dumpling
sound
and
of
Tings
that.
in Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls, that's easy to remember.
Yep, it's about 15, 20 minutes from where we are right now in Welland, Ontario. And um it's a good place. It's some Caribbean food, and I know the people that work there that actually own the place. I know the people that own the place, and they're a good couple, good family actually. So check that out, Dumpling and Things in Niagara Falls. Tell him the block sent you, and then he'll look at you wide eyed like, really?
Love it, love it. Well, thank you. That's easy for me to remember. Niagara Falls and dumpling and things. I love it.
Yes, yes, yes. I know that there's gonna be a few changes around here. Like, I want to see we had a Caribbean restaurant just up the street. They shut that down. I don't know why. Well, I
Oh,
do, but I don't want to say it's politics.
okay.
Okay, hold on. DUI is saying, when you're in Niagara Falls, hit country style for wonton soup.
Lo-
Yeah,
Love wonton soup.
you really want to know where to get some good food? This dude right here, he knows that stuff. He sent me some places that I've been like, I, I shouldn't have gone there because I want to go back. it was, it
Really
was
hit me on the gram. You got to hit me on the gram and send me these restaurants,
yeah,
please.
DUI, DUI. You heard it.
DUI.
Let's get your Instagram again. I'll type it in the chat window. Whitney underscore
Instagram.
Nechelle. Whitney underscore Nechelle. It's easy to remember. Why haven't you added it yet? Come on, people. I'm talking to you.
I love it. Yes.
I want to hear her phone.
As far as artists, do you think that there are enough resources to be successful as an artist these days?
Yes, if you utilize the resources effectively. For example, I'll say an artist that I met. I was DJing at an event for Jesse Christopher, who is a part of the AMAG collective, and I met an artist by the name of King D Pie, who has the energy. He's got the talent, and he's got the skill, and he's got the character too. But he was missing a couple of things, and we talked about it. And I told him, like, you could only do so much without merch. You could only do so much without performances. You have to tie those two together. And once you tie those two together, you'll actually have more success.
Mm.
Bring your merch everywhere you go. Have something to make something you can afford to give away, and then make something that you can make money off of. If you have an event, tie your merch sales in with a ticket. For example, here, buy this t-shirt for $45. I'll give you a free ticket. You made that t-shirt for less than $45 and the ticket price is included in it. I'm giving out trade secrets here, people. So these are the resources.
Yeah, get your tickets, get your fix because you're in the mix. Get your mix,
Exactly.
get your
There
fix.
you go. There you go. That's what it is. So, what is your year-end goal?
My year end goal is to get
Yeah.
this music video out because I'm a visual person and I need to continue to connect with my fans. I need you guys to see me in a more visual way. So to get this video out, and also I'm waiting to get on stage with Janet Jackson and Doja Cat.
Ooh, big things. That's massive. Okay. Well, we will have to talk more about that. Is this like, is this soon coming? Is this guaranteed? Is this something we're just putting in the air, or
I am definitely putting out a music video, but Janet, I know you're tuning in to come get your fix because you're in the mix. Come get your mix because you need a fix. I am
yeah,
definitely talking to you, Janet and Doja Cat. I'm a big fan. You guys inspire me. Let's make some music together.
and we will be right back. All right. So Janet Jackson and Doja Cat. Yeah, we need, you never know. You know what? Hey, listen to me. Listen to me and listen to me good. I got it. Listen and listen good. I opened for Lloyd Banks on June 23rd. Okay. Lloyd Banks has been an artist that I followed since I was a teenager. So when I got that opportunity, you know what I mean, I took it. But you think people believe that I'd open for Lloyd Banks when I was a teenager? Probably not. Not a teenager. Yeah, no, a young adult. I'll say a young adult. A young adult? No. But now all of those people had to eat crow because I never said when I was going to open for him.
But you know what? I believe in manifestation. So you
Yes,
manifested that. You already said I'm going to, and that's why I'm putting Janet Jackson and Doja Cat out there because I'm going to. But you have to speak it and be appreciative. And I could tell you're higher minded. I know that you know you manifested that. So this is what we have to continue to do.
100%, 100%. I just realized I'm not wearing my rings. My hands feel light. Um, No, listen, I don't wear them for show. I wear them because of the mineral deposits that go into the muscles and the bones and help to strengthen the joints and everything. That's why I
Yes.
have the heavier ones. But like, I realize you feel different when you're used to something that changes, and
Mm.
it's not bad, but like it's just different. Anyways, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the sophomore album of Whitney Nechelle. So compared to your debut album, what are the what would you say you like more about the first experience compared to this, and what was more challenging about this compared to the first one?
The first experience is, I mean, I hope I can say this, the first time you make love, it's a high, right? And a lot of times you're chasing that high because it's the first of any feeling you've ever experienced before. So for that experience to never have experienced it before, and then to see you doing these things that you have dreamed of since you was young, it's a high. It's such a high. I was very proud of the project, but even more so, it becomes okay. Now it's we're moving on. So how do we continue to enhance ourselves? How do we continue to elevate? And in the second album, that's where I said this has to be better than Capricorn, my first album. And so that's where I was holding myself accountable. How do you continue to elevate when you've put your best work forward? And this is where the work comes in. This is where the hustle comes in. This is where the investment comes in, and also the manifestation. So it was a challenge never to have done anything before on my first album, Capricorn. But the second album, it becomes how do I enhance my sound? How do I continue to grow more fans? And in the album cover of Mass, I'm actually elevating out of chaos. And my world was full of some chaos, experiencing, I would say, not big fame, but some fame, and trying to balance out momhood. with being an artist. So coming out of the chaos, this is where both challenges were on both sides, but different challenges. And I continue to hold myself accountable that I want my fans to invest their money in good places and not waste their money. So when you see my name on a project, you know you won't be unsatisfied. You'll be pleased.
I like that. I like that you're talking about quality and like it sounds like it's coming from a place of integrity. It's not like, yeah, yo, listen to my music, which a lot of people sound like. That's what their bottom line comes down to. It's like, no, you want people to grow, you want people to develop, you want people to gain something from it. Need a share to find her. I typed in what you did. Okay. Found her and followed on Insta. All right. So he will be sending you that information. I'm telling you this. Like the first steak I've no, not the first steak I've eaten. But like I don't eat steak very often because I just don't, right? But I had a steak this one time and got him to cook it because I didn't want to ruin it. It was like a $30 steak or some shit like that. I didn't want to ruin it. Yeah, I was treating myself. It was my birthday.
Man.
You know what I mean? So like I had to admit that I didn't know how to cook it. And my dude came and he cooked it. And the next day it was softer than the day before. I'm telling you, like it was, look, meat, wire, fires, and technology are four things I know I can trust this man with. I'm still testing him. I will figure something out that he's not good at, but
Now, did you have to put sauce on it, or was it good just the way it was?
no, no, I put it in the microwave and I was hungry, so I just quickly threw it in the microwave on the recommended time. And then I cut into it and it was like butter soft. And I took a bite and then I just remember looking down on the plate and it was gone.
Now that's a good steak. Then money well spent. There it is, quality, right?
Oh, yes,
Quality over quantity.
exactly. I'd rather have 1,000 loyal people than like 10,000 people who just want to see what I'm doing now. It can't. I just I'm there's a certain reason I'm doing certain things and I'm doing it a certain way. So I gotta shout out the Village Global Network. I have to speak about online radio box, even though I haven't played any music right now. Listen, you will have to get her sophomore album, Mass, Whitney Nechelle, all streaming platforms. Make sure you download it. We got a few minutes left before we shut this down. Episode 203 of Candid Conversations started to sound like a robot. Don't like it. Gonna loosen up a bit. But that's the thing. It's like a lot of people ask me, it's like, is it an interviews based show? No, it's a conversation. We're just talking to each other on the internet so people can see us having conversation and get to know us for who we are in a somewhat natural setting. There's no expectations, no, you know what I mean? It's just people being people because I really feel like they forgot how to be people during COVID.
Wow, yes. Definitely. Candid conversation. Say less. It speaks for itself.
You know what I mean? Like I went for something that was catchy. So as long as it works, I did my job. All right. Listen, Janet Jackson, Doja Cat. This one wants to perform with y'all. I'm putting in the universe too. You know what I mean? And
Thank you.
with some of the people I know, I don't like name dropping because I don't know if those names want to be dropped, but I know people who know people. So you never know who knows what you need to know and is gonna show it to you. So keep the belief, you know what I mean, that you'll make it happen, manifest it. And when it happens, not even if, when it happens, I'd like to be, I know you got a circle of people, but I'd like to be one of the people that know about it because I believe you can make it possible.
Well, I have to say this is one of the easiest interviews that I've had, in this year. So I'm definitely coming back. Please have me back. Let's watch the video together.
Yes, yes. As soon as you have the video, bring it. We'll do a feature premiere, like a exclusive premiere. I'll start the show with it. We'll talk a bit more about how you've developed since then, and we'll just make it happen.
Love it. Love it.
Right?
Thank you so much.
No problem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have music for this yet, but believe me, we are going to have some of the most fire intros and outros this side of the border coming up, courtesy of MJ's Hip Hop Connect. So, just like that, on behalf of Whitney Nechelle, we gone.